everyone, welcome back to the Vibe Vaults. So let's talk pizza. There are many different pizza joints out there, and I do have some of my favorites. So one of my favorite places to go is actually local to us, and it's called the Pizza Man. And their pizzas are amazing. And not to mention their subs, salads, all are so good. We just recently had their onion rings, and oh my goodness, they have like a nice sweet taste to them, and those are delicious. I also like Papa John's, Athens Pizza, Giovanni's Pizza. Uno has a nice deep dish pizza that I like. I like their crust because it's like a kind of like a biscuit type crust. And yeah, so those are all amazing too. So some of my favorite toppings to have, my usual go-to is chicken, peppers, and onions. Sometimes I like roasted veggies on there. I used to like pepperoni, but I haven't eaten red meat in over 25 years. So I have not eaten pepperoni in a very long time. And I used to like ground beef on my pizza. No pineapple, please. Of course, no ham, because I don't eat that kind of meat either. Because really, the only meat I eat is chicken and turkey. So I guess you could call me like a pescatarian, I think it's what it's called. I used to be a full-on vegetarian at one point. But yeah, pescatarian, because I went back to eating chicken and turkey. And sometimes I could go with just a plain cheese pizza, and that's fine. But usually I like to have the toppings on it, the chicken and the veggies, things like that. I've had feta cheese on pizza, different things. One of the pizza places that we used to go to was called Cece's, and they would make pretty much any topping that you would like on it as long as they have the ingredients, right? So one of my favorite pizza to have there, and it was actually their most popular pizza, was the mac and cheese pizza. So instead of a pasta sauce, a tomato-based sauce, they would do a cheese sauce, and then they would have the curly macaroni on the top that was mixed in with cheese as well. So macaroni and cheese on top of a cheese sauce pizza. It was really, really good. And they also had a buffalo chicken pizza, which was really good. And like I said, they would put anything that you wanted on a pizza. It was pretty cool. And it was buffet style. So like if you recommended a certain pizza, they would make the whole pizza and put it out for everybody. They would save you however many slices you wanted, but then they would put the rest out for anybody to have. And that was a good way to try different toppings on pizza, right? Their slices were very small. So it's not like, if you tried one and took a few bites and decided you didn't like it, it wasn't like a huge waste. And then you just know never to have that one again, right? But anyway, so one of my favorite pizza places is Domino's. And this was the first pizza place to have delivery, I believe, right? At least the most famous one. And yeah, so I just recently read that this popular pizza franchise is closing over 200 locations, most of which are in Japan and in other countries. And the closings are said to happen between April and June of this year. What does that mean for us in the US? So according to my research, we are pretty safe. There may be a few local closings, but not enough to cause alarm. The franchise is using this opportunity to refocus their growth strategy. So what happened is they expanded during the COVID pandemic and discovered it wasn't optimal based on their current customer proposition. So closing these stores may actually strengthen them and allow them to grow. Should we fans of this delicious pizza worry? Nah. Domino's has actually seen consistent growth in certain stores. So this actually might even eventually help them open up more stores in the future. And Domino's is not the only franchise having problems. McDonald's has closed down several stores during the pandemic, and Denny's announced that it closed down 150 of its diners. And I just found out that some Party Cities are closing, which is really sad to me because my daughter Darcy always gets her party supplies at Party City, whether it's for the kids' birthdays or for Halloween. And as a matter of fact, she just recently got the kids' Halloween costumes, yes, this early, because they were at a really big discounted price. So it's really sad when our favorite places close down for one reason or another. But what can we do? Find somewhere else to go, I guess. And like I said, there are many different pizza places out there. But Domino's is really good, and they have gotten better over the years. I've always liked Domino's, but I really, really love when they change their crust to like that garlic crust. It is so delicious. And I always go with the hand-tossed pizza at Domino's. I just really like their hand-tossed pizza. So, yeah. So let me know what you think about this, and it's crazy. So now I want to introduce a segment called We Are Going Back in Time. And usually with this segment, I'm going to talk about something different in the past, different than the topic that we're discussing on the regular episode. But this time, I still want to focus on Domino's. All right, so here we are.
We are going back in time.
The first restaurant opened up in 1960. It was called Dominick's. And I guess that was named after the owners. There were brothers who owned the restaurant. And 5 years later, they opened up their second location, naming it Domino's. By 1978, there were 200 restaurants in the United States. The chain went international in 1983 and is now host to over 85 countries. Amazing, isn't it? So yeah, to recap, Domino's, if you are in the United States, then you're pretty much safe. I don't think Domino's is going anywhere anytime soon. They might they might have to close down a couple of different stores because let's face it, this pandemic had ruined a lot of businesses, even big box name brands, right? Domino's is a name brand. It is a household name. It is known internationally all throughout the whole world, right? But even, there's lots of places that had to close down because they couldn't bounce back up after the money they lost being shut down during the pandemic. Think about all the small businesses that had to close down. That's the saddest part. Because think about it. You have been dreaming about owning a business your entire life. You finally saved up enough money to do it. You opened up shop. And then all of a sudden, you had to close down. Because everything in the world, everything in our country had to close down at that time. Right? And a lot of people lost money. A lot of people lost employees because employees didn't want to come back. And yes, a lot of big companies had money stored aside so that in case something like this would happen, they could bounce back. And that's why a lot of places are open today. But especially ones that are just starting out, you don't have that kind of cash, right? You don't have that fail-safe. So a lot of businesses suffered, and a lot of people suffered because of it. Really, really sad. So yeah, it is sad when our favorite places close down. So in the United States, but talking about Domino's, we're pretty much safe. The reason why I wanted to talk about this was because of our friends internationally. Right? So if you're in Japan especially, they closed down a lot of stores. If you're in different parts of the world, they might have closed down stores near you. But hopefully they'll open back up once they can bounce back up again. We can only hope that happens, right? So be kind to your local stores. Make sure that you shop there. I know that it's so easy to shop at Amazon, and I know I'm kind of getting away from the restaurants and everything like that, but just shopping in general, you know what I mean? But even restaurants, a lot of people are not going to these restaurants these days. And the pandemic ruined that for everyone too. They ruined that experience. I love going to a restaurant because I love the atmosphere. I love that experience. Being out, have someone serve me, just relaxing and just enjoying the atmosphere around. Everybody's having a good time, good food, good drinks, whatever. We need to keep our favorite businesses open. So, yeah, keep them open. All right. So, if you want me to cover any of your favorite restaurants that might be closing, or even any stores or anything that might be closing down, if you want me to go ahead and cover it, please send me a correspondence at thevibevaultpod@gmail.com, and I'll talk about it on a future episode. All right, everyone. Peace out.